Hey you guys, I'm going to do a comparison with two identical amplifiers with different 12-inch speakers. These are Fender Knotty Pine Limited Edition 65 Princeton Reverb reissues. They're identical amplifiers. The amplifier that I'm touching right now with this brighter pilot light, this one has a Jupiter 12LC speaker in it. It's a 50-watt speaker. And the amplifier over here next to the chair where I'll be sitting, that has the Allesandro GA-SC64 12-inch speaker. And I'll showcase the differences as best I can. This is a Collings i30 fully hollow body with P90s. I might switch off to the Collings i35 LCV with humbuckers. Let's see how this goes. All right, so let's start off in the amplifier with the Jupiter 12LC. Leave it there. I'm just going to play clean so you can hear really the tone of the amplifiers. That's the Jupiter. Now here's the Allesandro GA-SC64. Go back to the Jupiter. Let's hear the Allesandro again real quick. So real quick, just what I'm hearing in the room, and I've noticed this with the Jupiter speaker overall. I've played this amp with that speaker for a long time. I think it has a little bit more inherent mid-range, maybe some low mid-range. There's a little fullness, and I'm talking about the Jupiter over here. Then when it came to the Allesandro, now this speaker's a lot newer. I probably have a solid 20 hours on the speaker of playing time of just really pushing it hard. This Jupiter, it's a couple years old. It's got a bit more hours, but as best I can, these are as identical as I can give you. The settings on the amplifiers are as close as I could get. The reverb is right about 3. The treble is a little bit above 4. The bass is just a touch above 4. The volume is right about 4 on these amplifiers, which I've found there's a sweet spot on a lot of amplifiers, particularly Fenders, and there's just a point at which it just starts to bloom just a little bit. So that's what I'm hearing from these amplifiers. It might be a little hot for the recorder. If you're hearing some compression, that's probably the audio mic in my recorder and or YouTube. So I can't do much about that. I'm not a professional studio, so this is, just a guy with some good amps and nice guitars trying to showcase the difference of speakers. So let me go back to, actually we'll start right here. We'll start right here on the Allesandro, and I've got that rhythm that I just laid down. I put it on a looper. Let me solo against that and just hear if these showcase differently when I hit an overdrive pedal. I have a JHS Morning Glory. I also have a Vemuram Jan Ray, and I don't know if I'm going to use the Noble's 30th anniversary ODR1, probably not for this. But so let's just hear it. Here's the Allesandro. Sorry for the scratchy noise. Plugging and unplugging. I don't have an A/B switch. Here's the Jupiter. Jupiter, real quick, coming back to, sounds like I have a dirty jack, on the, here's the Allesandro. Sure what you're hearing there. They're really pretty close. Now I'm sitting kind of on the same line as the amps, not in front of them, so I might hear them differently from the position of the recorder or the listener. In this room, it's a small 11 by 12 home studio that I have some sound treatment in. Now let me do that same thing, and I'll engage some overdrive. I'll also put some delay or a reverb pedal, UA Audio Golden Reverberator, just to wetten the solo up. All right, so we're on the Allesandro. Let's just stay here. That's way too much delay. Apparently I had the setting wrong. Let's start again. All right. But just since I recorded that, let's hear the same thing with the Jupiter. I need to clean up that input jack. It's a little scratchy. All right, here's the Jupiter. Yeah, I had the delay and the reverb just not dialed in. My apologies, but hopefully you're at least getting some direct A-B comparisons. Let me turn the delay off. Let's just try some reverb. What does this sound like? Again, when you engage a drive pedal, the reverb tends to get more accentuated. So let me take that down. I do have reverb on the amp, but sometimes a plate reverb on the board with overdrive can give a little bit of sweetness to a solo. And that was neck pickup. A little bit hot in the room. I'm pretty close to the recorder, so again, I'm probably pushing some compression just into the audio mic. Let's see, what do we got? Alright, again, there's a bit of reverb, but that's a pretty good sound. This is the JHS Morning Glory, so that's the Jupiter. Here's the Allesandro. Oh, I really gotta fix that. Yeah, I got a loose jack. Gotta fix that. Alright, over to the Jupiter. I think it's a little punchier in the low mid-range, maybe upper bass. Again, well broken in speaker. The bass knob is just a touch above 4 on the amp. At this volume level, it's not really too overwhelming. If you were playing the amp louder, you might use a little less bass, so you're not over pushing that frequency range. Here is the Allesandro. I'm going to take the bass up just a hair. I just pushed it maybe half the range in between 4 and 5. And fix those delay and reverb settings so that they're a little bit more musical and in line with what we want to hear. But again, so Jupiter 12 LC 50 watt speaker. The Allesandro is a 40 watt speaker. I'm loving the Allesandro. What I can say about either of these amps, when I compare them, I may have a preference for the Jupiter maybe on the overdrive sound, but when I'm playing either of these amps without comparing, they just sound musical. I don't feel the need to switch to anything else. I'm loving the Allesandro. This speaker, I have been wanting to try it for years. A lot of people have talked about what a great replacement it is for an old Jensen or to put in a Fender Blackface amp. I can see why. And I'm a big fan of the Jupiter, so they're both great speakers. What are you guys hearing? Do you have a preference? Is the recording giving you enough information? And I hope this was useful and interesting, and we'll be back with more.